Hey everybody, welcome back to Bookish and Bearded. Today we're going to have a cozy vibe and go over the recent cozy books that I've been reading because it's been quite a few. I read one that you all recommended in my Cozy Book Recs video. A lot of you recommended it. So I read that one and then really was enjoying the cozy vibes and read two and then three and then four. So I've got quite a few to go over and they were all pretty good. So I thought it would be a good video to do and go over all of them. The first book we're going to go over is the one that all of you recommended, or a lot of you. It was like 12 or 15 of you. Is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. That is this book. This was a super cute vibe. So this was a cozy fantasy. This one probably had the least romance or spice of the four books. Romance was kind of a subplot. This world, basically this young lady is fleeing a country where she was a librarian who looked over all the magic artifacts and library books and scrolls and tombs and tomes, stuff like that. Uh, anyway, she thinks that her kingdom's being overthrown, or maybe it's kind of vague whether it is. All she knows is the building's on fire, so she steals a bunch of the scrolls, books, and stuff that she loves. She takes her magical little plant ally that she has who can talk, and they get in a skiff or a boat, and they hightail it out of there. She ends up going back to her hometown with this little plant and kind of opening a magic shop under the guise of like a strawberry jam shop, just because magic is really not tolerated in a lot of the realm. uh it's freaking cute. I ended up giving this 3 stars, however, and I'll explain why. My biggest complaint with this book may not have bugged a lot of you because I think most of my viewers are women, but I did not like how the man was treated in this. He was like a very chivalrous golden retriever neighbor, and every time he saw her struggling or thought she needed help, he would try to help her in a very polite way, I thought, but she could not stand the thought of a man running to help her or aid her, or she saw everything as condescending if it was a man trying to do something for her. I understand she wanted to be independent, which is cool. I like independent women in my books, cozy books, all books, but she took it to a whole nother level. No matter what this dude did or said, she was extremely rude to him, and her inner dialogue about the situation or about him, she would even sometimes be like, oh yeah, I was a little too rude with him. Oh well, he probably deserved it. And that wasn't my vibe. Other than that, the magic system, the world building, my favorite character by far was the little talking spider plant, because I absolutely love spider plants and sentient beings. So he was super cool. It has everything from mer horses to witches and wizards and a whole magic island. So if you're into like cozy fantasy vibes with an extremely independent woman, this is definitely the cozy book for you. I had fun. It was a blast. My only complaint was just the like male female dynamic in this. It wasn't my cup of tea as far as like romance goes. But also, like I said, the romance is a real subplot in this. It is more so her independence, her leaving this world where she's a librarian, kind of like the typical, like, I've been locked away my whole life and now I'm out on my own and I have to like make it on my own. So I get it. They just push the independent narrative way too much for me. And that was my only complaint. But it was enough for me to like, at first it was like 4.5 stars, then 4, and they kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And that's why I ended up on 3. That's kind of how my rating goes. If something annoys me, I'll knock off a half a star. And then like if it keeps happening, so on and so forth. But yeah, that was the first book. The next book is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. This was super freaking cute too. I ended up giving this one 4 stars, so I liked it a little bit more than the last book. I'll say too, now that I'm like saying it out loud and thinking about it, the romance in this may be even less than the Spell Shop. It is a real like sprinkled in. This is a cozy fantasy, and basically this wizard, he's an evil wizard, is doing a spell. It blows up. It has the amnesia trope. He wakes up. He doesn't know who he is or what he's doing, but he starts getting, the obvious vibes that he was a villain before because he sees his minions and his dark castle and all this stuff. And the romance comes into play when he finds out that he has a captured princess in one of his cells. It's extremely slow burn. And the ending of this, romance wise, is why I took a star off. Other than that, it was 5 stars. His journey into figuring out who he is was super funny and cute. His little minions are like these goblins that they can tell something's off with him, but they're not sure what. And he starts finding out that maybe they're not as like evil as they've been made out to be all these years. Um, but he also finds out that he was a part of this huge ploy, uh, like this huge wizard dark gathering that he's a part of. So now he has to like figure out not only if he wants to be good or evil now that he's a new person, but figure out how to convince everybody else his place in the world. And maybe uh, he struggles a lot with convincing people who he was and who he is. It's a really interesting dynamic, and I thought it was freaking adorable. The character building for him as a person, I absolutely loved. I thought it was cool for him to take a step back and see himself for what he was and what he could be, and still have that choice to like what he wants to do with his newfound blank slate, we'll say. Uh, it was super cool. The romance in this, if you're wanting to read for romance, it it was less than a subplot. It was like sprinkled in beginning to end. Most of it, just like the last book, was a lot of him discovering himself and more of like funny, cozy vibes. Nothing like crazy. The next book that I read is Behooved by M. Stevenson. That's that book. This book is freaking adorable. That's the main reason we bought it, was this cover. So this one is, oh boy, this was a good book. I think I only gave it 3.5 stars. Yeah, 3.5 stars. I'll go over why. This is about a young lady in a magic realm where magic is used as weaponry and to build guns, and very industrial with the wood and the iron in their magic system. Everything her kingdom does is very like to be a more dominant country than all the other countries. She ends up being married off to another country as part of a peace treaty with that country. Her parents think it would be good to stage, basically use her to gain leverage for their country, which is all she's ever known. Her parents use her as to their advantage. Uh, she gets to this new kingdom. She meets this prince that she's to marry, and then everything goes straight chaos. There is an assassination attempt where he ends up getting turned into a horse by day and a man by night. Uh, Everyone thinks she kills the prince, so she has to flee and hide with him in the woods because no one knows he's the horse. Uh, it is freaking cute because the horse can still talk to her. So it's got one of my favorite tropes where it's like a sentient being talking to her. Their banter is really, really good. My main issue with this book is I hate when the female main character is mistreated or talked down to the whole book. Most of this book, I'll say at least half, he is very cold and icy towards her. Neither one of them really wanted this marriage, but the way he treats her most of the book, it just was not my vibe. Other than that, it was super cute. After the first half of the book, it really kicks it up a notch. That's why I moved it. I was debating 4 stars because the second half of this book is phenomenal. The first half is kind of rough to get through. This one is spicy, so be warned, those first 2 were not. This one does have some spice, and it does have language and a little bit of violence. But mainly it's just a cute story about these 2 trying to get to know one another now that they've kind of been cast out of their castle and out into the wilderness. It is, and trying to break the curse that he's under. It is freaking adorable. And then my favorite book that I read recently that's cozy is Tusclo by Matilda Mercian. This book is so freaking good. I gave it 5 stars. It was my favorite read of the past couple months. Dude, it was cute. This is about, so this came from Critical Role. 2 of the characters in Critical Role, one of them reads smutty novels. This was the novel, and they got it published from their D&D sessions or whatever. This is what came of it. It is so good. So it is about a very bratty young lady that is a princess, and I swear her character is based off of if you watch My Little Pony, it is based off of Rarity from My Little Pony. She is identical, very bratty, whiny, but really, really, really strong-willed. She ends up trying to travel across the lands, and on her journey, she's got this like chest and all these bodyguards because she's a princess. Her caravan gets attacked. They kill all her guards, and right as they're about to like kidnap her and her chest of goodies, this orc comes in, kills everybody, rescues her, and is on a mission to get her back to her family where she came from. It is adorable. It is super freaking spicy. So if you don't like that, don't read it. If you like spicy, it is absolutely worth reading. Matter of fact, the dude that did the audiobook for this is the same one that did Fourth Wing, all the hockey romances. He did all the LC Silver books. Like, he crushed this. The female audiobook was just as good, or voice actress. It is so freaking cute. It is, he's a big, huge, grouchy warrior, and she is a little bratty princess, and he is escorting her across the realm. And you can just imagine, like, it is, the fight scenes in it are good. The humor in it is super, super funny. As far as cozy, I don't know if they meant it to be a cozy book, but it is some of the coziest vibes I think I've ever read. It's got your one bed tropes. Whoever wrote this took all the like best little tropes and threw them in, which sometimes can get annoying if you can tell an author's like trying to throw in tropes to do it. But with this, it worked. It was not only done well, it was really adorable and cozy, and all the like food in it, the characters in it were super adorable. There's like scenes where she's just really good at using her like princessy brattiness to get what she wants, not just from him, but like all the people they run across. And it is, I loved it. I like books like that where the princess gets everything she wants. I thought it was written so well. Be warned, it is pretty filthy, which was the point. In the Critical Role, the book she's known to be reading is a smut book. So that's kind of what this was based off of. And it is just, it is so good. And if you have not read this yet, you really need to. So those are the 4 cozy books I read over the past like month. And I just wanted to do a video talking about them because they were all really, really fun to read. And with fall coming up, cozy books are my favorite to read once it gets fall time. So you're probably going to see a lot more of these videos. I know some of you like thrillers and horrors and adventures, my fall vibe is 100% cozy. And I think that I've come to like the cozy, not just romantasy, but the spicy. It's my favorite. I mean, Forged by Magic is a cozy romantasy with spice, and it was like one of my favorite cozy books ever until I read frickin' Tusclo, and now I'm seeing a pattern. I frickin' loved it. It was so much fun. So yeah, with fall coming up, you'll see a lot more of these videos. For those of you watching, I would love to know what you're looking forward to reading this fall. Cozy, thriller, horror, adventure, whatever it is. I want to know like your fall vibes so I can start putting together fall videos and recommendations and maybe reading some of what you're wanting to see. I'm definitely going to be reading cozies, but I wouldn't mind trying a couple thrillers or horrors and scaring myself because I know some of you like to read those.
Mm-hmm.